Traditional foods of Malta. Full of Mediterranean flair and influenced by some sumptuous cuisines, Maltese food is one of Europe's hidden culinary gems. Salty fresh seafood, ripe and juicy produce, and some breathtaking fusions all feature in this tiny Mediterranean island's delicious cuisine. They say good things come in small packages, and that's certainly true when it comes to Malta. Prepare for pursed lips and wide eyes as we check these mouth-watering traditional Maltese foods. Let's begin. Aliata or Maltese fish soup. Aliata is a traditional Maltese fish soup which was mostly served during Lent, since it is forbidden to eat meat during this period. Aliata can be served as either a starter or as a main course. Maltese chefs and home cooks cook it in large batches to feed big families or for gatherings. It is an easy but delicious recipe that remains the most popular fish soup within the Maltese community. In fact, it is very common to be served the aliata as a starter when dining at a local's house. Traditionally, rockfish is used in the most popular recipes. To enrich the flavor, the whole rockfish is cooked in its own juices. Both the head and tail of the fish give the soup a richer, more flavorful taste. Onions, garlic, tomatoes, and herbs are also added, and the aliata is served with rice. It's a food of Malta with such warmth and color. Gioli or beef olives, contrary to their English name of beef olives, are better described as stuffed beef rolls, braised in wine. They are best served with sliced Maltese bread, potatoes, and vegetables. They're served as a hearty main dish and are rich in flavor. The classic version of the beef olive stuffing consists of a hard-boiled egg, bacon, breadcrumbs, garlic, and parsley. The stuffing is wrapped up in thin slices of beef. It's then tied with kitchen twine before cooking. Finally, gioli are slow-cooked in a rich sauce of red wine and garnished with onions and carrots. Gioli is a fulfilling and divine traditional Maltese dish. It can be found on most restaurant menus across the Maltese islands. Tortatelle lampuki or lampuki pie. Lampuki pie is a traditional Maltese food for the people. Families have passed down recipes through generations of cooks. Lampuki is the Maltese name for dorado fish or mahi-mahi. These dolphin fish have a heavy, meaty texture, similar to swordfish. Lampuki migrate through the Mediterranean every year, and Maltese fishermen have been catching this succulent fish for centuries. Along with lampuki, cauliflower, carrots, black olives, capers, olives, garlic cloves, and tomato puree, are all used in the pie's filling. This recipe has become one of Malta's favorite fish recipes. It's available in multiple seafood restaurants across the island. With a thick, buttery pastry crust, and tender chunks of lampuki, this traditional Maltese food gets better with every bite. Beguilla or Maltese bean paste. Beguilla is a Maltese specialty paste, or dip, usually served at parties, celebrations, and events. Some enjoy it as an appetizer too. Beguilla paste is a versatile condiment and is typically used as a spread either on Maltese bread or on galletti, traditional Maltese water crackers. This sumptuous Maltese spread consists of mashed tick beans, which are known to the Maltese as ful tagerba. Garlic, parsley, and other herbs such as mint or basil help give the bean paste plenty of freshness and an aromatic quality. Although the origins of beguilla are largely unknown, it's believed to have been eaten in Malta for generations. Both locals and tourists enjoy the smooth and tasty Maltese condiment. It's a true bedrock of Maltese cuisine. It's stuffed Carnita or octopus stew. Octopus is very common in Maltese cuisine and can be served in a variety of ways. One of Malta's most loved dishes is octopus stew, or stuffed Carnita, as known to the locals. First, the fresh octopus is cleaned and boiled in bubbling, salted water for several minutes. Once cooked, it's removed and cut into pieces. The occipitas is then slowly cooked in a broth of onions, garlic cloves, conserve a sweet tomato paste, olive oil, diced tomatoes, parsley, and lemon orange rind. For a better texture, it is recommended to freeze the octopus for a few days before preparing the stew. A piping hot bowl of stuffed carnita is traditionally served with some hearty Maltese bread. The aroma is alluring. Additionally, the same salsa used for octopus stew can be used to make spaghetti bis salsa tal carnit spaghetti with octopus sauce, which is another popular Maltese dish. Stuffed tal Fennec or rabbit stew. Stuffed tal Fennec is a beloved Maltese stew and a much celebrated national dish of Malta. The traditional Maltese-style rabbit stew was introduced in the same period of the Knights of St. John. Therefore, it has important significance in Malta's fascinating history. Rabbit, as the name suggests, is the star of the dish. Tender cuts of rabbit are slow-cooked in a pot, along with red wine, garlic, onions, carrots, potatoes, and tomato puree. Traditional Maltese herbs are also added to the broth, to enhance and freshen the flavor. The slow-cooked rabbit stew, accompanied by potatoes and vegetables, is served as a main course. But the flavor does not stop there. Maltese cooks use the same rich tomato sauce used in the stew with spaghetti, to create a delicious pasta appetizer. Timpana or pasta bake wrapped in pastry. The Italian-inspired timpana is a Maltese specialty. It can be described as baked macaroni in pastry, with a bolognese sauce. The traditional recipe includes minced beef, minced pork, and diced chicken liver, with bacon, onions and garlic added for enhanced flavor. The pasta is mixed with cheese and tomato sauce and is covered with a layer of frozen sheet of puff pastry. It's commonly found as street food in pasticcerias for a very low price. However, people also bake the pasta at home and serve it in larger portions for lunch or dinner. Timpana is a Maltese dish you do not want to miss out on. It soothes the stomach with its warm, rich flavor, and filling texture. Sopat halarm la widow soup. Sopat halarm la reflects the simplicity of life of previous generations, as it's made using simple ingredients. Nowadays there are different ways of cooking widow's soup. However, the main ingredients remain fresh Maltese vegetables, such as peas and broad beans. Maltese cheeselets, also known to the Maltese as kbaniyat, potatoes, carrots, onions, kohlrabi, and cauliflower, are all widely used. The widow's soup is a simple, yet delicious, traditional Maltese soup dish. Because of its inexpensive ingredients, it became very popular during Malta's most testing times in history, such as during both World Wars. Unfortunately, despite its wholesome taste, it is not as common with the younger generations of Maltese. Despite being a tiny island, Malta more than holds its own when it comes to food. Malta's geography has had the biggest impact on its diverse range of foods. Being an island means Malta has always had to import food. Then there's its position within the heart of the Mediterranean Sea. Malta has always been an important stop on so many trade routes. This has meant so many different nations and foods have passed through the island through the ages. Before becoming an independent state in 1964, Malta had also been under the rule of many different regimes through the centuries. All of this has led to a Maltese cuisine influenced by so many different countries and regions, like Italy, Spain, North Africa, and Britain. But there was a reason farmers decided to first inhabit the land way back in 590 BC. Malta's Mediterranean climate allows it to grow a wide range of delicious produce. Then, there's the vast Mediterranean Ocean. It's full of fresh seafood that gets served on the plates of locals and tourists within hours of being caught. Against world-famous cuisines like Italian and Greek, the foods of Malta are relatively unknown. And that makes them such a treat when you first discover them. There's tender meats, fresh ingredients, and a unique mixture of recipes and influences. For foodies that love a little creativity, there's so much to get excited about. Maltese food is very much an undiscovered gem of the Mediterranean. It's unique, flavorsome, and cooked with so much love. Whether you spend time on the Maltese Islands or bring their cuisine into your home, you're most certainly in for a treat.